Finish. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. I'm Christopher Dahl, and welcome to our Friday Space Art Live. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, glad to see we got a full house here already. We got Jean-Marc. Hello, Jean-Marc, and happy Friday to you. Yes, good day for Windows indeed. And hello, Susan. How are you doing today? Good to see you. And Raul Duke, hey, the thing came up. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about the YouTube alerts. They never give me the proper notifications either. It's a little frustrating. And we have Rhonda. Hello, Rhonda. Hey, listen, I actually, Rhonda, I actually have your mug. It's the Space Pig mug. Yay, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Karen, hello, Karen. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, my phone has got the volume turned up over here, and I'm using it to monitor the chat. So it's like I hear myself speaking in the background, which is, it throws me off. I don't know how people deal with that. Anyhow, let's get started. We're going to kick off the old stream with the music here, as always. Let me know if there's if there's any issues with the with hearing the music. Let me just get rid of that. Too loud, too soft, any of that kind of thing. Anyhow, wow, it's been a great week. Yeah, hey, got the mug. Isn't that fun? Oh, Wes showed up too. Hey, hello. Alert YouTube, YouTube alert emails work for you. Well, that's cool. Awesome, very cool. Hey, but welcome aboard, everybody. It's been another week. Been kind of a crazy time. I'm trying to pick up the pieces after losing the Acre funding thing and all of that. So we're just we're keeping things going. Got some fun projects, and forgive me, all of you on Patreon. Since the tooth thing, I haven't given a proper update, and I owe you that. So thank you for your patience. It's not YouTube, it's me. That's okay. Yeah, blame YouTube. I'm gonna blame YouTube anyway. I'm a little frustrated with YouTube because I can clearly see our emojis are not animating in the chat, and that to me is a little frustrating. So apparently that's not apparently Twitch has cornered the market on showing an animated emoji in the chat. But I have an alternative, so I'm gonna hook up an alert, or I'm gonna hook up an event that goes with them. Wondering about that failed Russian satellite, hoping it falls into the ocean. Well, you know, Iridium has already cursed me on this one. I think in the Discord, he said, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to hit Oil City, Pennsylvania. And he's probably right. The way our week is going, I wouldn't be surprised if we suddenly get a 40-year-old Russian Venera probe crashing through the house. That would be, that'd be the topper to the week. Yeah. Anyhow. So, what are we going to do this week? Let's see. News from the studio. Got another book cover commission. I'm very excited about that. That's going to be very cool. I have started some paintings in the studio here, so I will be updating our Patreon, the behind the scenes. But one of them that I started was this lovely piece right here, which is a round wood panel that I started working on in oils. And so I thought this would actually be a good one today. I have our Star Wars painting back over here behind me. Let me move out of the way a little bit. There we go. So the microphone too. Yeah, so I still have our Star Wars painting. I haven't touched it since last week. I just didn't feel like I wanted to devote a whole nother live stream to me not finishing that painting. Haha, Susan says, I get alerts from Discord, not on YouTube. Yeah, that's really funny. Hey, it's a nice souvenir. Just put it on the roof at the local diner. You know what? I could say it's a round object, right? So if it maintains any roundness after coming through the atmosphere, and there's every reason to think it should, it's built for Venus. I could turn it into one of those Sputnik style, like, you know, LED light displays like you'd see at Wally's Restaurant in Flint, Michigan. Yeah. Hey, Raul Duke is joined up. What does this button do? Hey, well, it does that. There you go. Like. Hey, awesome. Thanks for joining. That's actually a dono. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's what that button does right there. Thanks, Raul Duke. I appreciate it. That's really cool. You are that is the first that's our first donation. Rhonda has the honor of being the first, official member on the channel. And we got Raul Duke here for the first donation. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's going to be a good time. That'll go right into the paint fund. Everything here goes into the paint fund. Wes says it'll look like old Fry's that was just tore down in Burbank. Oh man, you guys had one of the cool Fry's. I never visited the Burbank one, but I know California ended up getting a lot of those. Where's the button? Where's the button? It should be Jean-Marc. It should be just below the stream, I think. In the I don't. It depends on whether you're on mobile or or if you're watching on a work machine on the side. But yeah, you can donate now. That's the now that I'm officially a YouTube partner. Yay! You can give me money. And I will thank you for the money, and we will make it worth your while. We're going to continue entertaining as much as I possibly can if my face decides it doesn't want to self-destruct. It's to the right of the text field in the chat. Oh, I see it. There we go. Yeah, it's a little. It's got a little dollar signy thing. There we go. What happens if I push it? Oh, I see. Super stickers. Super. See, oh, there we go. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, good times. Let's see. Fry's was crazy. So much nerdy goodness. Oh, in its heyday, Fry's was a lot of fun, actually. So I really got a kick out of it. I keep forgetting. I need to make uses of answer viewer questions live. Start a Q&A. I don't know what that is. Okay, never mind. I haven't tried out a Q&A yet. Let's try that. Let's see. Oh, this will be the most annoying Q&A. Absolutely. There we go. Woohoo! I don't know what that means. End the Q&A. There we go. There. I've suddenly lost it. Okay, there we go. Artistic entertainment, exactly. Oh, you see it. There we go. Cool. Hard for brick and mortar to compete there these days. You're right. It actually is. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the channel. Oh wait, I don't want to go to the channel. I see. There's all these new buttons. I don't even know what any of these do. I'm gonna end the Q&A. There we go. Confirm. There you go. All right. Top chat. Live chat. There we go. Thank you. I bought so much electronic stuff at Fry's. I bought. Yeah, I don't think I built a whole computer there, but I definitely built components bought components for my machines and games. It was always fun for games. Very cool. All right, so today, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and we are gonna proceed on with this on this painting here. What is the painting? So I have this round panel that we got recently, and I first I primed it with gesso, got it nice and sanded. So this is actually pretty smooth. There's still, it's funny, you can get it as smooth as you want to, and I'll still see lines in it. It drives me nuts. Fortunate to have a Micro Center nearby. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've got a Walmart. That's about it. Anyway, the painting. So I haven't done the Pillars of Creation in a long time, actually. So let's kick on over to the art view here, shall we? There we go. Hey, we're on the, so I have this, I started this with a, yeah, Space Bunny, exactly. It's our Space Bunny. Yeah, very cool. As I said, I got this gessoed, sanded. I did a layer of black acrylic on this, and that was it. The only thing I really kind of did here, since it's round, right? I didn't want it to roll off the board, so I kind of put in these. I just sort of stuck a couple of zip ties through the back here, so I can kind of hold it in place there. There we go. There we are. So you get a nice view of it here. It's a. In fact, the last time I did Pillars of Creation, it was on a round canvas, and I always wanted to come back to it. I felt like it's a fun one, and I haven't done this straight up space painting in a long time. I was feeling the need, if you will, to tackle some space. So there we go. We're gonna go for it. I left the black areas here because as you can see in the image above my head, there's a couple of these filaments that get pretty dark. And I wanted to retain as much of this, since we're painting kind of dark to light on this one. It's going to be, I thought I would leave those in there. Andrew, Anyone Designs. I'm late, but I'm here. Greetings. Hello, and hello, Space Bunny. Well, let's see, now I got to turn it into a Space Bunny, don't I? Oh my gosh. That would actually be pretty hilarious. I go bunny, and but I do it with the, it's like the Space Bunny Nebula. Right, Rod, exactly. I needed a good reason, some paint spatters on this one. So it's gonna be we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be fun. Fun. Anyhow, the colors, the background is actually, kind of space, right? But I didn't want to keep it just black for space, and so I wanted to give some give a base color of these different components. The paint's pretty dry, actually. Hey, welcome aboard, Raoul Duke. Welcome to the Explorers. Almost looks like I'm not sure. Anyhow, yeah, new member. That's awesome. Very cool. Almost as if we're looking through textured glass. Right. Yeah, it kind of is, actually. Yeah. And these tones that I have in here are sort of like my background layer, and I thought, at least I could get this done. And I did this about 2 days ago. That's a little bit wet here and there, but I'm gonna make it work. But I thought this would be a fun one. So yeah. Pardon me. The drink of choice today, I completely forgot. Water. Water, and then the coffee mug. I am not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Well, that's a little odd. Okay, anyway. Weird. Hang on. Open widget. Stream health. 4. Okay. Looks like I had a little dip in the action, but seems to be going good now. So there we are. Sorry, I got an error message I never saw before. All right. Back to it. Yes. Painting. Hopefully that's our only technical glitch for the day. Anyhow, yeah. So I'm gonna start getting the outlines, if you will, of the nebula in here. We're gonna start detailing this up. I kind of feel like I did the boring part. Maybe one adjustment here. There we go. That's a little better. Had a glare on my. I actually have next to me my iPad and iPhone acting as sort of a sort of my I've got that image up. I've got the chat up. We'll see how it goes. At work right now. Okay, thank you. You're welcome to lurk at work. We're lurking at work. Anyhow, so I need a couple of brighter colors here, and I think I'm going to mix up a. Let me just kind of get this in here a little bit further. I need to brighten up these areas, and that's going to give me a little bit of the definition that I need. So I kind of want to go with sort of a phthalo blue shifted set of clouds here, but then get into some more ultramarine blue shifted ones. So I need two light blues. I'm going to go ahead and fire that up while we're going. And actually, I think I'm going to do it right here so that you can actually kind of see what we're working on. I have my glass palettes here. This one's got all my blues on it. So it is blues. It's my blues palette. So I'm going to mix up one phthalo, and I'm going to need some. This is my phthalo based blue. Actually, I'll keep that over here. Let's do that. And if you want to get sort of a teal, if you will, which is kind of what I'm doing here, I want it a little bit teal. The mixture is phthalo blue, your greenest yellow. In this particular case, I'm using Hansa Yellow Light, and then you add some white. Gives you a real nice, teal. And remember, phthalo blue is particularly strong as a tinting agent. So little goes a long way. And I just know I'm going to need a quantity of it. So I'm going to do a little touch of more white. I'm trying not to get too bright with my colors just yet, but this definitely is going to require a brighter color than what I have on right now. So, do a little mix in here. While I'm mixing this paint, because I'm going to need it, let's see, what are the other things going on? All right, at the, In the Space Art by Christopher Doll Studios, making some changes to the order system on the website that I think I'm going to share with all of you. The settings are already in place, but I haven't really officially announced it yet. Maybe I brought it up last week. I can't recall. Anyway, on the site, I'm basically going to go. I'm basically going to go free shipping in the continental U.S. for everything in the store. So it's unfortunate that it's only continental plus Hawaii and Alaska. I can do that too. It really is just to sort of combat the rising costs of basically life in general, and I really kind of want to make it easier for people to buy space art. So that's going to be a semi-permanent thing, I think. I think we're going to do that for the near term. So, you've heard it here first. I guess be the best way to do it. Okay, I want one more level of brightness here on this one. I'm sorry I didn't mix all this paint up ahead of time, and I know it's like boring as sin watching somebody do this, but we're just we'll have a good time. I need this really bright. Okay, that's as bright as I'm gonna go though. Okay, I think I'm gonna call that one for the actually no. Remember folks, not only is phthalo blue a heavy tinting color, it's also really damn dark. Oh, this is ridiculous. This is almost the same color. Okay. Sometimes when you have a good idea on a color, that's great, but you can kind of get lost in it a little bit. Look up all Cosmos 482. Might drop on our heads. Yep. According to Iridium, it's going to drop in Oil City, Pennsylvania, right on my head. And my reply to that is, yeah, that would pretty much stand to reason, right? That'd be a pretty typical end to my week. All right, I have that blue. That's going to be a good one. All right. Man, there's some shockingly almost green blues in here. I love this photo. So about the photo reference that you see on the page too, while I'm looking at this, I'm fairly certain this is a Hubble photo. And they actually, when they do the space photos, if you will, space telescope photos, like from Hubble in particular, JWST especially, they're shooting black and white with color filters up in orbit. So you got an idea of what department the colors are going to appear in, but they still tweak the palette quite heavily. All right, so now I'm going to do the same kind of thing, but this time I'm going to do it with ultramarine blue, which is going to push our blue into a little bit more of a, purplish realm, if you will. I got a little bit of that. I'm going to tone this one down with a little touch of raw sienna. Being an orange, that'll reduce the saturation of the color a little bit, kind of grays it down, right? So if you want to back your blues off from being, very blue, which often I do, I keep mine a little too intense. Add a little orange. And I like adding raw siennas like this because it's an earth tone already kind of in the gray category. It acts as the orange just fine. Between latitudes 52 north and 52 south. Yep. I don't think they have a... Okay, so that would give it about a 60 degree, I think, about a 60 degree orbit inclination. I something like that. Have to remember my old Kerbal Space Program days, I guess, a little bit there. Okay, cool. That's enough mixing for now. That's boring as shit. Let's get on in here, shall we? All right. I think to do this, I'm going to go with my... I've got a round brush. This is my... Wait, is this my poor round brush that I destroyed? Oh, here we go. That's my better round brush. There we are. I've got a better round brush. Oh, wait, I'm not back on the art view. Let's get back on there, shall we? Awesome! Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. Okay, so the trick here is for me to match this damn photo. Right. We can do this. I am going to use a little bit of Liquin on this, just so everyone is reasonably aware. Liquin, of course, for oil paint is a medium that helps kind of thin the paint down, improves drying time, blending, all that kind of good stuff. So for those of you painting at home, we're going to get this close. All right. Now, I haven't drawn this or anything like that, so let me see about... We're going to go right off to about right there. I think it's going to kind of be where the bottom point of the... I'm kind of going for the armpit, if you will. So I'm just going to kind of follow... I'm going to kind of contour paint a little bit right now. And we're going to see if we can't pull this up about there. Kind of does a little jig. I'm going to fill in the back here. Kind of come down. And it kind of cuts across to this little dude over here. All the way down to kind of a wrist, if you will. Yeah, there we go. All right. Ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-bum. And our music tonight. Something through, I forget what this is called. I forget the name of the music. Well, if it dropped during the live stream, that would make your space art really exciting. I like how you think, Mediocre. How you doing today, Mediocre? Good to see ya. You're right. Okay, this one comes up. I want to make sure I get the distances here. This one kind of comes up to about like up here and does kind of a weird horse head thing. And then sort of comes on down. There's some shenanigans going on in here. Then the thing comes out there and kind of comes back in. Yeah. All right, then this thing kind of does sort of a... Comes out to a hammerhead. Down. See, I'm just trying to get the basics here. Get the basics. Right. Yeah. For me, it would be across Loverock, Newfoundland. Yeah. Oh man. Let's hope it doesn't, right? I mean that thing's designed to survive a pretty fast entry in Venus. I saw a program on this I saw a YouTube video. It's probably Scott Manley, I'm pretty sure, but he was kind of talking about the stats of this probe. It's about what, 3 feet across, round in a shell, basically. It does contain a parachute that would deploy if it detected that it got like, you know, X number of meters or feet above the ground. The problem with that is that it's not, they're battery operated, right? So, this thing's like 30, 40 years old. Those batteries have no charge whatsoever. Guaranteed freaking teed. Anyway, so there's going to be some action I might have to fill in here, but that's okay. All right, so I kind of have the shape. Now, what you're seeing is a little compressed because of the angle. Forgive me. There's about I'd say the camera's probably at about a 50-degree angle. So if I were to turn it right towards the camera, we're kind of looking at basically the same shape. I've got some leeway here. It's okay. I'm in the ballpark, and maybe I'll extend this up a little bit. There, I got some paint on here. Let's see if I can't read it nicely. There we go. Anyway, so Venus's atmosphere is crazy dense, crazy hot. Sorry, I have my microphone away from my face. Venus's atmosphere, crazy hot, crazy dense. This thing definitely was intended to survive the heat of re-entry on a planet similar to Earth. Similar size, similar gravity, thick atmosphere. Half a ton. Oh, that's right. I forgot. It's about half a ton. Looks like the midsection of an old washing machine, right? Hang tight, folks. I need to do a thing. I forgot there was. So yeah, half a ton, about the size of the insides of a washing machine. This is all very accurate, actually, and coming down awfully fast. If it hits the ground, it's going to leave a mark. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Yes, not long indeed. So. Oh, this is all filled in here, so yeah, I need to get that in here. That one's going to be tough because I didn't leave enough black behind it, unfortunately. All right, we'll figure it out. All right. Pretty bright up here. All right, let me see if I can get the next color. Did the last probe last like 2 minutes on the surface of Venus or something? Yes, Raoul Duke. They did several. I forget how many actually landed. I think there's at least 2 that made it, like lived long enough to broadcast photos from the surface of Venus. I mean, honestly, it's an impressive feat that they got those. Yeah, they didn't last long. I think one lasted longer than the other. But when it's basically sitting on rock, the atmosphere is the temperature of molten lead. It's a very tricky. It's very difficult to. I need this darker. Sorry, folks. It's very difficult to keep any kind of machine operating on that surface. In fact, there was a really clever open call for engineering solutions for a future Venus probe, and there were some really cool ideas. I mean, you basically Yeah, anything that's inside of a protected container is going to get cooked eventually by the temperature and the pressure. So it's very I don't want that on there. There's no easy way to do that. All right, let's get some. That's a little bit better. Gosh, that's actually still pretty bright. Sorry, folks. I'm mixing on the fly here, but we'll get there. So anyway, yeah. If it landed in my backyard, it would be it would take care of the bad lawn mowing that I've got going on. That's for sure. It might not hit land. It might hit ocean from looking at the orbit route. I think you're right. Honestly, the chances are much higher that it's going to hit in the ocean. Really, I get that. The longest lander on Venus lasted 127 minutes. Venera 13. That's cool. Awesome. 127 minutes. With 1970s era Soviet technology. So my kudos to the Russian engineers that pulled that off, because they're the only ones that have done it. Excuse me. A little water. Is there a live tracking site? You know, I'm not sure. The link that Iridium left us on the Discord didn't have any kind of live data. In fact, I didn't have much time to dive into it too deeply, so I didn't see like I didn't see any kind of trajectory map of any kind or live update. I think it's pretty tricky to track. I'm sure somebody has to have it, given as close as it is. But yeah, as to whether there's a live tracking, I'm not sure. If they have live tracking for Santa Claus, you'd think they would have live tracking for this. Damn it, you know. I mean, if they don't, what the heck? All right. There's some different colors going on down in this, but oh wait, there's a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Set that down. Now I've got one of my finer fan brushes. We're gonna do that. Hey, Jean-Marc, Canadian 5. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. A super chat. Yes. You are all so awesome. Thank you so much. I'm sure the military is tracking it, or NASA. Yeah, I agree. I'm pretty sure too. Yeah. You know what, folks? This officially makes the last 2 live streams the most profitable live streams I've had in 2025. So thank all of you. I appreciate it. Yeah. So we're gonna have fun with this. This is kind of a dried up fan brush. It's not my most pleasant, so it's not the softest, but I kind of like it because you get some kind of crazy things going on here, and I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna roll with it, folks. Here we go. Remember, I actually should have like a PowerPoint slide deck looking theme here, so that all of you who are actually at work, if someone walked by your desk, you know, it would actually look like you're working on something here, right? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna leave that all up to you folks. You can handle that part. There we go. Okay. See if I can't get some happy accidents working in the fields here that we're working on. Oh, let me pull this back a little bit. There we go. We can actually see kind of the whole thing. There we are. I will say The, uh, the studio setup that I was going on and on about the last couple of weeks is working out very, very well. Um, I'm finding that it's opened up a lot of possibilities, not just for the live stream, but another aspect. So it was a good move. I'm pretty happy with that. There you go. That's right. You work from home. Yeah. So the cool thing is, if you think you've gotten a little too deep in some areas, like up here, you can just kind of pull some off. There we go. We'll bring that back just a little bit, maybe a little bit in this top corner up here too. A little too much coverage. There we go. All right. And then you can just sort of back in and reblend things a little bit. Here. There's sort of a glow to this nebula. So I'm in everything that I'm doing, I'm trying to sort of support that a little bit. So there will be some radial, the radial brushing you see going on here, and some of this. And there's a little bit going on. Yeah, this is going to have to be, although this color in here is definitely a little, not this color, that way. I'm going to do this. Pull this out. Let's pull some of this out. We'll do that. Kind of leaves us our opening in there. And I'm going to pull that. This. Oh, yeah, I can do just a little bit out of there. Yeah, there we go. That'll help us out some. There we go. Oh, have you done a painting of the Horsehead Nebula, Raoul Duke? Sorry, Raoul Duke, I missed that one. I have. I've done several, actually. One of them's upstairs. In fact, one of my first kind of general space art paintings was the Horsehead Nebula. So it was probably one of the first that I actually. Oh my God, there's a hair. Jeez, I'll bet it's a cat hair. Nope, human. Fine. So yeah, I have done that. In fact, there's one. I have one above me, but it's so far away from me right now. I don't know if I could. It's actually unfinished now that I think about it. And what's funny is, with the exception of that very first painting I was just telling you about, almost every Horsehead painting I've finished and brought to a show has sold. So I actually don't have too many in here anymore. Just a couple. The one that's unfinished, my original one, which I kind of pulled out of circulation because I don't know. There's a couple of paintings I just wanted to keep, and that's one of them. I have considered selling it in the past. In fact, I think I actually had a price tag on it in my last show. But mostly I wanted to just keep it. So I'm. Oh wait, that's right. Yeah, it's upstairs. I forgot. I have it upstairs. I love the Horsehead Nebula, and honestly, I feel like I haven't done it in a while. And with the exception of the unfinished one that I have above me, I have not done it in oils. So I'll think there's an opportunity here. There we go. Awesome. Too fun. I actually do have a pleasant version of this. I have a nice soft one, but I like my crazy one right here. It gives me some fun textures. Anyhow. Let me grab my semi-dry brush here and try to pull some stuff out. Oh, that actually has. That's not semi-dry. It's got green in it. Damn. What's that green doing hiding in there? I tell you. Merciless. This oil paint. I'm not as clever with cleaning my oil brushes as I am with everything else, and I have to figure that out because I've damn near ruined some of them. John Mark says, have you or anyone on the chat tried the Larry Fountain pen? Tried the the Lamy fountain pen. I haven't tried that one. I'm trying to remember what that one looks like. I've tried other fountain pens, and the name Lamy, that rings a bell for me. I think I was looking at them at one point. Now I just have to find out. No, you've got the curiosity aroused. Let me just take a look over here. Lamy Safari. So that's a cartridge pen, I think, right? Okay. No, I have not actually tried those. I've tried one that Rotring had years ago, and I think I actually still have it someplace. Wes says, freaking YouTubes, every time I watch a live stream, my browser crashes. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I had that problem for a while too, Wes. They changed their platform regularly enough to the point where they introduce errors. There was a week there where like everything I watched was crashing. I just said, okay, YouTube, you win. I freaking give up. Said no. Uh-oh. I had some. I have to get another paint. Hold tight. Where is it? Here we go. All right. I had it really dried. You can put a converter in it. Ah. Bum, bum, bum. Hang tight. You know, I shot a few hydrogen alpha subs of the Eagle Nebula, and you can see the pillars in the middle. I scrapped it because it was terrible. There was terrible sharp, but then it was cool. Okay. You know, I've never shot the Eagle Nebula. Actually, I've never painted. I think I've never painted the whole nebula. I've seen some very good ones. I've seen some good renditions of the Eagle Nebula, and it's gorgeous. But yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop. Are you gonna try it again, Wes? That'd be very cool. Da 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 da. You can put a converter in it. Da, da, da. Gotcha. Oh, on the pen, right? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get in here and get some. Try to drop in a few of these. Just some dark areas. Yeah, I want to try to get. I feel terrible. I've had this telescope sitting in a box all year. I haven't done anything with it. It's anybody want to buy a nice Celestron? Yeah. All right. I'm going to try my soft one here this time. Raul Duke says, the only thing I've had that has the focal length to get pillars was my SCT, and that's not ideal for AP. Your AP doesn't have a very long... Yeah, that's what I have. I have a C8 is what I have. And it's very nice, honestly. I feel like you can kind of pull it off with an SCT with some of the later digital cameras more so than you could about 10-15 years ago. It's still challenging, right? I actually haven't done any deep sky astrophotography with my SCT, so I'm not entirely certain. Your APO doesn't have a very long focal length. Okay. You have an APO? Yeah, that... I almost went refractor telescope with my purchase. I was very, very close. It was between like an 80 millimeter APO of some kind, and then all the gear. To a certain degree, I kind of wish I did that, but I absolutely love the views out of the SCT, you know, and half the time I'm out with a telescope, I'm doing visual, so it's not like, you know, yeah, pretty cool. It's a good time. All right, trying to bring in some control here with this with my shadowed areas a little bit. So we're coming in with some ultramarine here and a little touch of burnt umber. We're gonna darken these up just a little bit. There we go. There's actually, even in this photo, there's a lot of color going on, and I really love it. The blues bounce between these greens and these kind of purples so much. Actually pretty exciting. I think it's pretty exciting, and I've wanted to try it this way. I always do something a little different with my oil paintings. The last time I did this, it was more of a wet on wet approach, kind of like what you've seen Bob Ross paint, right? So this one's more of a, I'm kind of going for the layered approach, layered and blended, which you can definitely do. This is actually pretty, for those who do oil paint, I'm actually working on a pretty dry surface right now. I know some of these, some of this blending that I could be doing would be so much more elegant if I had kind of a nice layer of liquid on here, something that was making it glide a bit more. And that's the way I painted these in the past. But this mottled, and I modeled MOTTLED background is something that I really wanted to try to incorporate into this one. And, you know, I'm having some fun. So there we go. Nobody can stop me from having fun doing this. It's not like we have the fun police. Well, what you doing over there? Enjoying yourself? We can't be having any of that. Right. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, hang tight. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. So there's like little pockets of dark in and around all of this. Okay. And so I guess I just kind of wanted to try this technique. Go a little, you know, try to bring it down a little bit. Try to see what I could do with the old blending brush and chaos. That's really what I wanted to do, right? But I am seeing where the appeal to having maybe a little bit more stuff on here would be the way to go. Okay. Liquid stuff. I don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me to quit talking, for God's sake. Bum, 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 bum. This is definitely feeling too far away from this. And maybe this isn't big enough. What is it? What is it? This goes up higher. Okay. I have to do a little correction here, folks. I think this has to be down there. And then I have to kind of bring this. Just go kind of up over. There we go. There's going to be a bit more going on down this side, but yeah. That's what we need to do. Okay. Pardon me for doing a few corrections here or there along the way. Okay, on to some of this. I'm using a little bit. I'm going back to my sort of greenish blue one, but I'm adding both colors. Let's see if I can't work this in a bit. There we go. Probably too much, but I'm not going to worry about it. I want to kind of get some brighter areas with a little different tone. Go. Chris, if you're looking to sell a Celestron, you might want to check Cloudy Nights. Resale values are up, and I think Celestron just paused orders because of tariffs. Dang, Wes, you have a tech? Oh, yeah, Wes has got good gear. That image of mine is with my TAC FSQ 106. Okay, I missed that comment. Sorry about that. Yeah. And thank you, Raul Duke. I did not realize what was going on. I might hold on to it for a little longer. I love Cloudy Nights, by the way. Certainly. Yeah, I mean, that would be regrettable, right? But fuck, I need cash. Sorry. I'll slip in one swear word a night. No swearing. Right. Sorry. Okay, I forgot. Anyway. Good to know though. Thank you for that because yeah, like I said, I love Cloudy Nights. I still have, gosh, I've been on Cloudy Nights forever. Holy smokes, now that I think about it. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. But hey, if any of you are in the Oil City area this evening, I almost forgot to mention there's a lovely little event going on, a mixer down at Clifford's Carpets tonight. 6 p.m. I think is when it starts. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone is on the chat, and you're welcome to correct me for that. Being put on by the folks at Clifford's Carpets. Thank you, Clifford's. It's very cool. It's a mixer intended for really everybody, but in particular the lovely folks, the lovely creative folks in our community, because they wanted to give us a nice little thank you, and I think it's a great idea. I appreciate it. So if you happen to be in the area, come on down. There's going to be stuff. Now, it's going to be cool. Kind of a Friday night gathering of souls, if you will. Oh, yeah, it gets really dark in there. Shit. Oh, sorry. I did it again. That's not what I wanted to do. No, see, this is starting to work against me, but that's okay. I can do that. That's right. Nice one, West. I do not have one tack. I have two. Yeah, but yeah, Wes has been doing this for a while. I happen to know that, which is really, really cool. You got a 106 and a 120. All right. Astro Party is going to be at Wes's house. That's it. Actually, I do think it would be really fun if we could sort out how to make it work, to do sort of a weekend gathering. I'll instead of the live stream, we can all find a star park here and have like a whole weekend of stargazing and painting and probably drinking. But no, just kidding. That would be a lot of fun, actually. Yay. I know I'm in a lot of the blues with the blues and purples with this one right now, and what I'm really excited about down in here is when we're going to get into some of the there's actually some yellows and reds that I'm really, really excited about. So yeah, very, very cool. I do need to kind of open this up a little bit. Unfortunately, I realize there's some things going on in here, and one of those. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. I'm gonna open that up just a bit. All right, cool. Bum, bum, bum. My imaging rig is also on my Astrobin site. Cool. The astrophotography is one of those things I wish I was doing a lot more of. I've been finding that it's just I haven't made the time for it, right? That's really what it comes down to. I got the TSA for a sweet deal back in 2014 with an upgraded Feather Touch 3-inch rotating focuser. Brilliant. Dang. 3-inch. I have for the 2-inch ones. Or 2.5 inch. Dang. I will say this. I have personally looked through an APO that size, the 120. And I have to say, as a visual experience, oh my gosh. Nothing better, honestly. That is my favorite visual experience. And I can't tell you how. I love refractors. There's there's a clarity, there's an image clarity issue anytime you introduce mirrors of any kind. You know, it's and a little loss of contrast. So when you actually go stick your face into the back end of what we all would recognize as a telescope, a refractor, it makes a big difference. Makes a big difference, actually. Yeah. So very, very cool. Very cool. Okay. Again, let me since this is sort of looking a little let me see. This is kind of what we're looking at here. And I feel like I'm in the ballpark, right? Pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it. All right. And I'm doing this just to give you a less distorted view. So, yeah. Too fun. Okay. So I talked about it so much. Let's see if we can't get some of the other colors in here, because down here we kind of get into this sort of sick green, if you will. So I need to mix a sick green. I'll bet you I can mix a sick green right here. What would be the best way to do it? That green goes this way, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna take a second to just see if I can mix up a color here, and hopefully do it better than I did the last time. I'm in uncharted waters here, folks. This particular color is my head's just been in the clouds over here on this side with all this stuff. So, oh yeah, that's actually really nice. It's very gray though. Do I want it more green? I want it more green. Let's do that. More green. Right. Yeah, more green. More green. I am way off base. I'm glad I didn't mix a lot of this. This is a disaster. Let me see if I can make it into anything that would sort of work. Or am I just doomed? It is sort of that. All right. All good here. Thank you. I just restarted YouTube. All good now. Thank you. Audio's a little bit off, but still good. Did I accidentally mute? That's weird. Oh, hang on. What's going on? Okay. I have confusing things here. Hang tight, folks. You didn't miss much. Wow, what's going on? I'm fine. Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, something weird's going on, and I'm not sure what it is. I was saving up for an Astrophysics 130, but I had to compare one in person to the PSA 120, and it blew away the AP. That's cool. All right, folks, I gotta do something different. Hang on. Let's try this one more time. Okay, kill that. That might have been what was causing me my issues. I had a YouTube window open in the background, and I did not realize. Let me see if I can come back to this. Technical difficulties are the name of the game here, folks. Okay, there we go. We're gonna put that there. We're gonna pop out. Wow, it really messed things up. Glad that we're still here. Sorry about this, everyone. Da, 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 da. Boom. Awesome. Whew. I was getting worried there. All right. Now, let's see here. I am going to sort of try... Where can I try this? Down here. A little bit up in here. Let me just see how this color works before I go too far with it. I mean, it's basically a color that's been made up of everything else I've been using, so I'm not terribly concerned. I haven't, like, it's not going to feel completely out of place, put it that way. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, something definitely went bonkers on my end, and I think it was my YouTube. Yeah, go figure. Nice. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think a little bit down over here. There we go. Oh, that actually works really well though over here. Let me bring this on in a bit. And okay, so this is actually working out pretty well with what I have down here. Better than I expected. Yeah, because if I get a nice thin coating over it, not that thick. Damn. Too thick. Well, F me. That wasn't what I wanted to do. We'll work with it. Trust me, there's a method. It's the official technical RAG method. Audio might be cracking a bit. Hang on. Let me do a quick da 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 da. And where are we? Monitor and output. Okay, how's that sounding? Oh, I'm getting the cracking too. Okay, 2 seconds. Okay, how's that? A little better? I hope so. Okay. Yeah. I regret I I didn't reboot my machine before I did this. So yeah. All right, cool. Here we go. There we are. Let's continue. Right. No problem. Turn off your overdrive pedal, right? Just the mic, music's fine. Yeah, cool. Thank you. I turned the music off so I could hear myself more than anything else. There we go. I was turning my mic monitoring back on. Yeah, that's a second that this has been a recurring theme. It gets a little annoying. Thank you for pointing it out. No, I'm not annoyed at all of you. No, I'm just I don't know why all of a sudden my audio devices are deciding to be really weird. Because really they haven't changed since even way back in the day. Back in the Bothell days. There we go. I'm kind of digging how this is working. This is as a anyway, back to the painting a little bit. As a color, if you will, this is doing what I expected it to do. And sometimes when I mix a color, I feel like I feel like I get a little lost in the process and can't use it, right? And it's just being kind of a dumb color sitting there. But no, this one's actually doing much better, as it turns out. Cool. So we're gonna go with it and try to sort of bring a little bit of that in here. There's a little touch of it down here, not a lot, but a little bit. Definitely down here, there's more of a yellow component. And all right. We get a little bit more of a, there's some bright stuff going on down here. And this edge starts going yellow, so I need to kind of bring that in. There we go. I kind of like the round format. Feels like you're looking through a telescope. Thank you. Yes, that's kind of where I was at with it too, Wes. It's every round painting that I've ever done has sold. I do not own a single one of my round paintings anymore. So I think there's something to that, Wes, and I might lean into that a little bit, you know, just to kind of see if I can make that work out. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. That's sort of the, I get a kick out of it anyway. That's what it makes me feel like too. But yeah. The other sort of meta lesson that I'm going through for myself on this particular painting, everyone, is the colors. And as you can see, I'm trying to work it up slowly, and I'm not really using a color straight out of the tube. That was a that was a bit of advice from the lady that I met recently, who runs a. She was very cool. She works with galleries. She has run galleries. She runs one right now, and her like technical critique of my paintings was, don't use the paint straight out of the tube, which is one that's a common critique for painters. Because honestly, there's a tendency to just kind of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna paint it this color, and yeah, it's gonna be great. So here's a tube for it. Whereas, it is a more respectable approach, if you will, to mix your own. Plus, you have better control over the contrast, the color mix, all of that good stuff. So, valid critique. And one that I've been working on already anyway, but in particular, she was leveling that one at me after seeing some of my space paintings, right? And honestly, I paint very bright colors. I paint very saturated colors, typically, and for someone who's used to seeing the more realistic paintings you'd expect in kind of a quiet town gallery, I think it would be very easy for her to get the impression that, yeah, that's what he's doing, right? He's just using paint colors straight out of the tube. I did stand my ground. I said, I will absolutely agree with you, with the exception of that cadmium red light on that one painting there. I said, cadmium red light gets to go on my paintings full force straight out of the tube because I love it. She laughed. That was pretty cool. But yeah. But especially when it's sort of monochrome look, like the faint nebula would look. I'm kind of toying with that idea, is to just sort of like go very, very subtle with the colors, because most people do what I'm doing right here, which is just like, hey, I got a Hubble photo, I'm gonna paint it. Haha, look, I'm popular. That happens a lot, by the way. Not to knock the people that do that, because I'm doing it right here. But I kind of feel like I kind of feel like I want to take it in a little different direction at some point, even though, yeah, hey, look, you hypocrite, you're painting exactly like you're complaining about. No, this is fantastic. These are beautiful, and I love them, but I kind of like the idea of taking more of an artistic approach, if I can, right? Anyway, not that you have to. You don't have to do a damn thing. But yeah. Anyway, enough of that. What was he on about? I have no idea. No real idea. Oh, too bright. Damn, I need something gray. I need something very gray. There we go. A little bit more blue. Oh, actually, you know what would probably send this straight into gray? Yes, a little bit of that. There we go. That's good. It's not what's really going on here, but I like the introduction of it. This is where we go a little bit off off plan. That's okay. We're gonna get this right. There's a very subtle color going on in here. It's actually it's a very dark blue gray, if you will, and I'm trying to capture that as best I can. But I'm trying to do it in elements here. Really make it feel like, yeah, there we go. Oh, I lost that. There we go. Unfair. It needs to be more blue. There we go. Nice. That's kind of where, that's actually where I really wanted that color to go. Okay, cool, cool. Little effects in here. We're going to get a little bit more of the, what do we want? A little bit more of the green. There we go. And then a little bit more of... All right. Wanted to get something semi-complex in there going. I feel like I kind of did that nicely. Right. This is taking a lot. Okay. It's 4:20, everybody. Oh, on the East Coast. No. Congratulations. Break out your bongs, especially if you're at work. No, I'm kidding. I am going to take a brief break. And I'm going to come right back, and we're going to pick this up again. And, yeah, I kind of got this thing in here, and it goes up a little high. I think before I go too far, I'm going to bring this back. That's what yeah, this area up in here actually pretty tough. There we go. That's kind of where I wanted that. Oh, honestly, oil paint and nebulas go hand in hand. They really do. All right, everyone. 5 minutes. I'll be right back. 5 minutes or so. Take a short break. Don't go away. We will be back with the Pillars of Creation. Cheers. It's actually really difficult to get out of this. All right. Hey, we are back. Hey, thank you so much for joining me on this Friday afternoon with our little space art setup here. Hey, I'm Christopher Dahl. For those of you just joining, and we are painting Pillars of Creation. Yeah, we're painting it on a... Let's just go ahead and kick that on over there. Painting it on a round panel, basically. A round gessoed wood panel. And we're doing this in oils today, which is kind of exciting. So, yeah. So, anyhow, we kind of got this background in here. And thank you, everyone, for letting me take a quick break. I appreciate that. On a Friday afternoon. Gosh, I've got a song going through my head this week. Talking Heads, Wild Wild Life. I should post the video in the Discord. I wish I could just play it for you right here, but that's considered a no-no by YouTube. Anyway, Talking Heads came out with the album True Stories back in about 1987, and it was an album that was an accompaniment to a movie called True Stories. Probably some of you have seen it. It's the first movie I remember seeing John Goodman in, the actor John Goodman. It's a very quirky little movie. It didn't really hit big, unfortunately, but I adore it. I think it's fantastic. I love the album. I love the song Wild Wild Life, and I loved the MTV music video that it had for it, which is also in the movie as a scene from the movie, if you will. It's really fun. Anyway, that just keeps going through my head. Hey, Iridium, how you doing today? Good to see you. Sir, we have no satellites have dropped through the house yet. I have a lot of spacecraft in the house, but they're all scale models. So, yeah. Uh-oh. Did we get to the end of our playlist? I think we got to the end of our playlist. No, we did. Okay, I'm starting it all over. If any of you are getting sick of the music track that I've pulled up... that I've been using, let me know, because there's others. Anyway, yeah, we were discussing the impending hit from the Venera spacecraft. I feel it would end to my life if I were murdered and abused. Oh wait, no data. What the heck? The stream will end shortly unless you restart it with your streaming software. What the heck is going on? Oh man. If you haven't already, get the book How Music Works by David Byrne. It's a great read. Oh, that's a good one. Hey, thanks, Raoul Duke. I appreciate it. Yeah, something's going on tonight with the YouTube connection, people. You might get the occasional glitch there. So I fortunately, but anyway, that's cool. I'm gonna check that out. I adore David Byrne. I think the guy's just my kind of crazy. Let's put it that way. I always thought he was pretty out there, but also a true artist. You know, the Talking Heads, they were RISD students from the Rhode Island School of Design. And I'm like, well, that explains a lot. I went to school with industrial designers. I went to a design school. So yeah. Yeah, something's going on. The stream has crashed on me 4 times now. Oh, fudge. Not receiving a video to maintain through streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Shit. Okay. Hang on a second, folks. Hold tight here. Gosh darn it. It's the fumes from the oil paint. Yeah. Oh, crap. Yeah. All right, folks. Shit. The heck? You know, if I actually switch to a different Wi-Fi router, I think I'm screwed. All right, folks, if this ends the stream, I apologize. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm absolutely not going to do that. Okay. Man, drop frames. Ah! Um, okay. This isn't looking good. I am going to, I'm very sorry to do this because this is really early, but, this isn't working. You're probably barely getting this. I thought, yeah, honestly, Rhonda, I think it is YouTube. Some of it's my computer too. For some reason, it's dropping frames on me. Something ain't right. Do not push the red button, right? What can I kill? It's still coming through? Okay, good, good. You cracked your dilithium crystals. Da 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 da. No, I'm not gonna kill it yet. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I could do to kill the to save the live stream because this sucks. I'm not having a good time. I'm really not having a good time. Okay. Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. All right. Looks good to you? Okay, cool. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna kill Firefox. Boom. Okay. Right. It's glitching a little. Okay, cool. Well, hey John, how you doing? Didn't see you earlier. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm still getting dropped frames. Boom. Let me see what this looks like here. All right. Hold tight. Forward. Yeah. Firefox is a memory hog. It really is. And it varies, right? You did something like it pauses slightly. How weird. Oh, yeah. Now I hear you. Cut the blue wire. No, the red wire. Oh, this is bad. Yeah. I don't think I can save this, everyone. Okay. Let me see if killing Spotify will help. There we go. All right. Where there was the kaboom. I know, right? Oh, funny. I was running Spotify for the music, and I feel like that might have cleared some of it up. 0 kilobits still dropping back to nothing. Yeah. All right, folks. I'm very sorry, but this is continuing. I don't know what to say. I am sorry. I'm the only way I can fix this is by shutting this machine down anyway. Earth shattering kaboom, exactly. Anyhow, this isn't going anywhere. My paints are still, they're not going to die on me because it's oil paint. I can pick this up again. Let me, you don't see it now? I still see it dropping on me. No video. Oh my gosh. No video. Hang tight. Live chat. There we go. You're hogging the gigs per second, right? Oh no. Okay. Bummer. I can't trust it. It's dropping to like nothing. Something's going on with this. Okay. Yeah, I broke the internet. Exactly. Is there anything going on in the news right now I need to be concerned about? Oh my god. Yeah. I almost broke my no politics rule. Ah! Can you believe I'm 100% sober? Anyway, okay. I'm going to call it, and let me see if I can't pick this back up again. This is the way I've ended my last few streams. Yeah, right? It found me. The Venus probe is on the way. Send Steve Austin. Well, thank you everyone for sticking around with me through this again. I'll try to improve things. I feel it's been a hard week. I feel like nothing but a failure, and then I get to this just when I'm getting rolling. Fudge! Okay. Anyhow, love you all. Thank you for. We will catch you all again next time. Anyway, I'm just going to end it this evening. So thank you, everyone. Cheers.